We now move on to the final part, that is the part 3, which is writing. It's only 3 questions, 21, 22, and 23, but the weightage is very high. The weightage is 20 marks, so it is many marks for each questions. So we will do each of these videos now and make sure you're writing and practicing not only the part 3, all the parts, so that you remember and in the exam you don't go blank. So please write and practice thoroughly. And before we begin with the 21st topic, I quickly want to remind you, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, but it would mean a lot to me. And all those who have already subscribed and those who like my videos and share it, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now we will go to the 21st topic. It is the product and quotient of a complex number in polar form. So now, before we go ahead, you need to remember these formulas. Now, the given complex number will be in Z1 equals R1 of cos theta 1 plus I sin theta 1, and Z2 the same thing, only the subscript is 2. Here the product formula for these two is given as, before I continue, you must remember the complex numbers will be given in polar form. It needs to be in polar form, only then you can apply these formulas. Okay, so those whatever is the question, if it is not in polar form, convert to polar form and then solve it by using these formulas, because the formula is in polar form. So product is multiplying Z1 and Z2. It's very simple. The radiuses are multiplied. Plural of radius is radii. So radii are multiplied, R1 into R2. And the theta angle is added up. So cos with this cos is added up. And since sine is imaginary, you must write I sine, add these two angles. It is as simple as it gets. Very easy to remember. What about the quotient? It's division, so R1 and R2 are divided. Only difference is the angle is subtracted. So theta 1 minus theta 2, here also the same thing. That's the only thing. Now then, we will solve the problem. Find 2 of cos phi pi by 3 plus I sine phi pi by 3 multiplied by 4 cos pi by 6 plus I, that is the imaginary part, that is sine pi by 6 in polar form. Then it express the product in rectangular form. So once you solve the product, you need to convert it back to rectangular form. Let's see how it is done. First of all, write the formula. This is very important. Now it's so simple, isn't it? This is R1, R2. You can write as just substitution. R1, R2, theta 1 and theta 2 is over here. These angles will be same for one of this, theta 1 and theta 1 itself. So cos phi pi by 3 plus pi by 6 plus I sine pi by 3 plus pi by 6, phi pi by 3, sorry. Now please don't directly do it and calculate it. Do the steps, write the formula. This is writing part. You must write this. Let's simplify. 4 times 2 is 8. Phi pi by 3 plus pi by 6 is 11 pi by 6. You can do by the LCM over here, or you can just use the calculator for that. Over here, you can just write the fractions. You will get the answer 1 by 6. It's 11 by 6. You can add just pi, or you can add it over here itself, phi pi, and you can write 1 pi, or you can remove that 1. It's the same thing, 11 pi by 6. Same thing over here, because the values are same, theta 1 and theta 2, do only ones. Now this is the answer, but what is remaining? Rectangular form. So what do you do is multiply this. So now multiply this, solve it. What do we do is multiply 8 over here and write it as it is. Okay, over here the first thing is, this is solved anyways. What is done is very simple. Cos 11 pi by 6. Now will I get the correct answer? No. Why is this? My calculator is in degree mode, therefore I'm getting wrong answer. I should get root 3 by 2. Now let me change it. Shift, mode and 4. Now it's in radian. Now look, the answer is correct. Same thing with sine. Only thing is change over here to sine and you will get the answer negative half. I will remain as it is. And now we can multiply 8 inside. So multiply this by 8. This term will be negative 4 and over here it will be 4 root 3. Why? Because 2 and 4 cancels out. So that's the thing. So this is the simplified answer in rectangular form. 4 root 3 minus 4i. That's how we solve it. So the polar form of the product is given over here. This was the step, and the rectangular form is given over here. That's the answers. Let's see a division problem, the quotient problem. It's a real world problem. If a circuit has a voltage of E equals 150 volt and impedance, that's resistance of 6 minus 3J joules ohms. 6 minus 3J. Ohm is the unit of resistance or impedance. Find the current in ampere in the circuit in rectangular form. You know, electric current is given by the resistance times the uh, resistance times the current, sorry. So, sorry, this is the voltage. Now, what happens is basically current is flowing, right? So whenever current flows through wire, what happens? There'll be a resistance because it directly can't freely flow. There'll be a resistance or hindrance, which is called impedance. So when you multiply the current with the impedance, you will get the voltage. So sometimes the units will be used differently because I remember E is equal to V is equal to IR. So voltage is equal to current into resistance. This is also correct. Or I equals V by R. This is what we will solve because they want I current. Current is required. So what you need to do is the voltage, in this case, will be E divided by Z. So voltage divided by the resistance. So now let's write the given first. Voltage is given as 150 volts. Is there any imaginary part like this? No, so it's 0. What about this resistance is given as 6 minus 3J, resistance or impedance? Okay. The formula to find I is E divided by Z. Okay. What do we do? Can we use this directly? No, we need to convert this into polar form. So express E and Z in polar form. How do we do the polar form? You must recall what we have learned earlier. It's first radius. Radius is just square root of a square plus b square. Now, what is the a square and b square value? A square, a and b. A and b. So square root of a square plus b square. B square is 0, so it's going to be the same thing. Square root of square. This cancels your remaining with 150. What about the next one? 6. Oh, okay. Before that, find the argument or the angle. Theta is given by tan inverse b divided by a. So tan inverse of 0 is 0. You can directly do it in the calculators. Tan inverse of 0 is 0. Don't need to divide because 0 divided by anything is 0. And then what do we have over here? The polar form. That is 150 radius multiplied by cos 0 plus j sine 0. The imaginary part is 0. So now sine 0 is 0. So this cancels off. Cos 0 is 1. So answer is 150 itself. Now for Z, that is impedance or resistance, I've written, sorry, Z impedance. This is the radius R. So maybe that's the reason why R is not mentioned because you're finding radius as well. It might be confusing. So now square root 6 square plus of negative 3 the whole square. Put it in the calculator directly. Just use the symbol 6 square. There is no negative, so directly without bracket. But when there is minus sign, put the bracket. The answer is 3 root 5. Tan inverse negative 3 by 6. Directly do it. You will get the answers. Now, no need of converting to coterminal or anything because you're directly using it's fine. Just use it as it is. Now, once you have got the angles, once you have got the equations in polar form, then you have to use the formula. What is the formula to find I? E divided by Z. We know E is 150 cos 0 plus j sine 0 divided by The other one, 3 root 5 cos negative 0.46 plus j sine negative 0.46. Now, why j? J, it's fine. It's imaginary part itself. Sometimes it's written as j, or sometimes, most of the time, it's written as I. It's fine. It's the same thing. Now, write the formula. Z1 by Z2 is divide the radiuses and subtract the angles. So this is what it looks like. 150 and divided by 3 root 5, and then 0 minus of minus 0.46. This becomes plus. So this is the polar form. But what about the rectangular form? Just multiply. You take your calculator over here. So cos of 0.46 will give you 0.896, so it's written as 0.9. And same thing with sine. What happens is it'll give you 0.44, and then multiply this by 10 root 5, and also you need to multiply 10 root 5 by 0.9. This is 9.9. Okay, the reason is I took the answer over here. If you take 0.44, I think so it'll be the, wait, let me check. Yes, see, the thing is they have just taken it's me only, I only did this. I've taken 0.44 into 10 root 5. That's the reason. And over here you can see this is multiplied with 0.9. So 10 times 0.9 is 9 root 5. So this is the rectangular form. The current is about 9 root 5 minus 9.84 joule amperes. J, sorry, it's not joule, J amperes. So this is how we solve this problem, division. Now it's up to you. Please make sure you solve them by yourself. It is very, very simple. Remember the two formula, product formula and division, that's quotient formula, and directly solve it. There's nothing complicated in this. Always remember these two angles are same and these two angles are same. First one is theta 1, this is theta 2, R1, R2. Solve the answers, solve it by yourself, and then check for the answers. The answers are given over here. Please do try them by yourselves. Don't blindly look at the answers. Solve, write and solve, and then verify your answers. That's it for the topic number 21. Okay, wait. Oh, there are some more problems. Please do try them all. You can see over here the polar form and the rectangular form is mentioned. Both the forms are mentioned. So do the polar form, then solve the rectangular form as well. So this is how we do it. So in the next video, we will continue with the topic number 22. We move to the penultimate topic, that is the topic number 22. In this, we have some real world problem. Let me just read it out. It's about interest and stuff. We have to write a recursive formula. Nasser had 15,000 dirhams in credit debt when he graduated from the college. The balance increased by 2% each month due to interest. Murabaha. Interest is the amount of payment the bank or some entity holds on you. Basically, it's like paying them back. Now, if you borrow, say, 100,000 dirhams as a loan, when you're giving back to the bank, you just don't pay 100,000. You have to pay a little more based on the interest. So that is the interest. And Nasser could only make 400 dirhams payment per month. Write a recursive formula for the balance of his account each month, then determine the balance after 5 months. Okay, let's see. So this can be read, but this is very important. First, let's understand the initial amount. What is the initial amount? Let's take it as A1. So AN can be any balance of the nth month. Initial will be A1. So this is the first one. After the first month, what is going to happen? So this is the initial. So this is basically A1, but it's not the month one. It is where it started. Plus 2% of A1. That is 2% of A1 minus monthly payment 400. This is very important because the interest adds on to the balance, whereas the payments made is subtracted. So what is 2% of A1? It is about 1 second, let me just do it. 2% would be, I think so, 150 into 2, sorry, 300, yeah, around 300. Yes, it's 300 exactly. So 15,000, 2% will be 300. So he is not only paying 15,000, he has to pay 15,300, but 400 is subtracted. So this would be the equation, but we need to write it properly. What does it mean? A1 is the first term, initial amount. 2% means it's 0.02. You can just check it over here if you're getting confused with it. 2% would be 0.02. So 1 A1 plus 0.02 A2, or you can just 1 plus, because the terms are same, right? The like terms can be added. So it'll be 1.02 A1 minus 400. Look over here. What's going to happen? It's going to be 1.02 A1 minus 400. That would be after first month. A2 means after first month. Okay, don't think this is the second month. No, it is not the second month. It's after first month because this is the initial values. Now, if you write a recursive formula, imagine this is the nth month, an. What would happen is this would be n minus 1. That's it. Okay, you need to know 1 before. Now then, this is the recursive formula. An equals 1.02, an minus 1 minus 400. So let's find the next 5 terms because after 5 months, right? So after the first month, because this is the initial amount, the first month, this would be the result, 14,900. Why? Because it's 15,000. You can just do this over here directly. 15,000 multiplied by 1.02, it's 1.02 minus 400. So that is the first month. Now this changes, 15,000 changes to 14,900. I'll just put the answer. So after 2 months, it'll be 14,798. After 3 months, this would be the answer. After 4 months, and after 5 months, this would be the answer. Look, after 1, after 2, let's say after 3 month, 4 month, and the 5th month, after 5th month, 3, 4, and 5. So if you write a as 0, then you would get it like a1, 2, 3. But since we start with the a1, it's like that. So understand this is after first month, second month, third month, fourth month, and after 5th month, you will have to still pay 14,479.6 dirhams. So it is not a great way to just pay back 400. It won't make much difference because there's a huge amount. If you had paid more, then this would significantly reduce. Say, for example, if you had paid 4,000 something, it would significantly reduce the interest, because otherwise the balance, if you're paying just so much, the interest is too much, so it won't make much difference. So to avoid the interest, you need to pay up soon and quickly. That is how it is. So after 5th month, the balance would be so much. The recursive formula is over here, and the nth value after 5 months is given over here. So this is how we basically solve it. Now, even over here, you can easily try this by yourself and solve it. It's just a little bit different, but you can try this. So the answers are over here. And so now there's one thing, it's not in dollars, it's in dirhams, AD. So just make sure the answer, the question is the same thing, it's in dirhams. I'm sorry for that. So answers are the same. Please do try it by yourself. You can see the A1 first term is over here, recursive formula, and finding the next 5 terms, and whichever 6th month. Same way over here. Please do try it by yourself. This is just like what we just now solved, just that you have to find it until 8 years. Now again over here, this is this is in dirhams, not in dollars, but the answers are the same thing. Please solve it by yourself and then check the answers. So that's it. So that is the end of the 22nd topic. And the next topic would be the last topic in the last final video. Now we move to the final topic of the part 3 and of the end of term 3 exam. That is the binomial theorem. And we have already done this before. So I will put that link in the description. Please go through that and then be thorough with it, because that's the same thing what we are going to do now. Now we have seen this formula already. It's a binomial theorem. you can find the power of any two, sum of any two terms, binomial, any binomial of any degree using this formula. Because it's okay to remember the formula of a plus b the whole square, even for a plus b the whole cube. But what if the number is 7 over here? N is 7. It's insane. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's very, very long. But this formula easily gives you the answer. So all you need to do is substitute the n value over here, and then the formula is very simple. It starts with always n, the degree, okay? C0 is constant. It'll keep on changing 0 to 1, 2, 3. Whereas whatever you start with, the degree will be the first term. And the second term is 1 because it's b to the power 0, so it's not there. Then all you need to do is keep on increasing. See, this nc does not change. Look carefully over here. See, nc does not change. Only this changes. An degree reduces by 1, b increases by 1. And that's how it goes on. And whenever, imagine you're phi over here as n, when you reach phi, c phi, you stop. Because a will become phi minus phi, that is 0, and b will become the maximum power phi. That's the degree. So there you stop. Now we will see a problem. So let's use this one. It's very simple. This is the given question. Power 7. Now, which is the first term? This is your first term x. 2z is your second term. Remember the formula, substitute it. All you need to do is substitute. 7, c0. A is x to the power 7. B is 0, that is 1. What about the next term? Instead of n, put 7. 7c1. A is x. 7 minus 1 is 6. So you directly write 6. No need of... see, it's up to you. You can do the substitution. It's just extra step, and provided it's writing. So it's better you write the step. I mean, exact substitution, I mean. Or you can do it in your mind. It's fine. And then what you do is 7c2 over here. 7 minus 2 is 5. 2z whole power 2. Same thing, it continues until where? Until the 7 and 7, n and n reaches. That is 7c7, b to the power 7 minus 7 is 0. See, this x, sorry, a to the power. That x will be 1. And then you're remaining with 2z. Now, you can solve this. See, 7c0 is 1. 7c7 is 7. Over here, it'll be 7 into 6. So, the formula is very simple. It is basically, okay, it's over here, 7c. This is the expansion of the formula. N factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial. What does that mean is, sorry. Now, let me take this one, for example. N is always the term which is behind C, and R is in front of C. So n factorial divided by n minus R multiplied by R factorials. Okay. Now, n factorial is 7. 7 factorial means you have to multiply 7 into 6 into 5 into it keeps on going. I'll write dot 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 till 1. What is n minus R? 7 minus 3. What is the answer? 7 minus 3 is 4 factorial. So it'll be basically over here 5 into 4 factorial. So this is 7 minus 3 is again 4 factorial multiplied by r factorial, that is 3. 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 into 1. So now this 4 and this cancels off, right? Now what else is remaining? This is remaining 1 time. 3 times 2 is 6 basically. You cancel both this and this is gone. You're remaining with 7 and 5. The answer will be 35 over here. So you can see this term, x to the power 4, will have 35. This is the substitution of the formula, n factorial by n minus r factorial. But you can directly get it in the calculator as well, as shown before. So that's the thing. And then what do? Directly simplify, like multiply all these numbers. That's it. That's the answer. It is a very simple problem, provided you remember the formula. If you remember this, that's it. Very, very simple. Now here they have asked you a specific term. That's the third term. Count the third term. 1, 2, 3. This, okay. Sorry, I have not mentioned that. This is your answer. That is the third term. This is the complete expansion, and this is your third term. Now, if they completely ask you only to expand, it's the same thing. Write the formula. The first term, use brackets, don't forget it, because there are two and c. Constant is also there along with the variable. And it's only to the power 4, so it'll end at 4c4. And remember, the negative sign is there. Make sure the second term, the b term, or be a b term, will have the negative sign as well. Use the brackets because when you square negative, it becomes positive, whereas if you cube it, the negative sign remains. So make sure you write it properly and then simplify it, and you will get the answer. It is very, very straightforward, not at all difficult. Just please remember that. Now, this is for you. Please do try them by yourselves and then check with the answers. So all the answers are mentioned over here. Please do them by yourself. They're pretty simple. Only when minus is there, remember, it'll be minus. And it'll be alternating. See, plus, minus, because the odd powers only will have the negative sign, whereas even powers will dissolve the negative sign. Same way, please do try these by yourselves and then check for the answers. So that's basically it. That's it. So that is the end of the explanations of all the topics. I hope this is beneficial for you. All the best, dear students. Please do well. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to it, because it's free to subscribe, but it would mean a lot to me and it gives me motivation to do more and more. So I kindly ask you to do that, and also do share it among your friends who will find it helpful. I just want to wish you all the best, and I hope everyone does great in the exams and get very nice marks. Take care, and until the next video, bye bye for now.